Okay. In previous class, we discussed about keyboard actions. With the keyboard actions, we can apply that Control A and first select the keyboard. Okay, first select the text and after that copy the text. Okay, and go to another tab and there another tab we can paste the text. Okay, I can perform the actions in previous class. So now we will go for JavaScript executor. See this JavaScript executor. So here root is one interface. Okay, here root is one interface. Actually, search context. Here one root is one interface. In WebDriver, it is extended from what search context to interface. So WebDriver is the interface and it is implemented in remote WebDriver class. Okay, remote WebDriver class is extended into multiple classes according to the browsers. So Chrome driver is extended into Chrome driver and Edge driver. Okay, here see what is that remote WebDriver is a class is not implemented any WebDriver. So see here. So first of all, we discussed about our in page number 50, okay, page number 86. So see this, and we will go for previous classes. Okay, so previous diagrams we will go there. It is important diagram will be displayed. There is one diagram is there, so it shows so complete structure of. So see this. This is one important. See here. This is important. So see this. So search context is there. Okay, WebDriver is there, and remote WebDriver is there, and Chrome driver, and Firefox driver, and operator driver. Okay, Opera driver, and Safari driver. So this is the diagram. So actually, search context is an interface, and WebDriver is an interface. Okay, search context is interface, WebDriver is interface, and remote WebDriver is what class. See here, these two are interfaces. So the remote WebDriver is another field. Okay, search context and WebDriver is these two are in one field, and remote WebDriver is another field. So in between these two fields, we can use implements methods. That's why you can write implements. Okay, in between the same box, okay, we can use extends keyword. Okay, in between two different fields, we can use implements method. Okay, we can use implements keyword, and in between the same field, we can use extends keyword. Okay, this is the differences. Okay, so search context field okay contains two methods. So what is the search okay search context interface contains two methods. What are the interfaces? So that methods what find elements. Okay, there are two methods, and WebDriver contains 11 methods. So what are they? Get title, get page source. Okay, and next exit, quit. Okay, quit, and so many fields are there in that also. Okay, so that's a total 11 methods, and in the WebDriver also. See here, this remote driver contains one class. Okay, so this remote driver contains one class. The class is what JavaScript executor. Okay, the JavaScript executor, and next remote driver contains another interface. Okay, remote driver contains two different interfaces. So in right side, we can see the take screenshot. It is also interface, and in left side, it shows the JavaScript executor. It is also okay. It is also one interface. So in that okay, WebDriver except WebDriver, there is any another interfaces. Okay, in here. So search context is one interface. Okay, and WebDriver is one interface. JavaScript to executor one interface, and a take screenshot is one interface, and web element is also one interface, and manage is also interface. So actually in the okay in the Selenium manage is also interfaces. These all are interfaces. If interviewer is asking you, so except WebDriver, is there any interfaces are there in the Selenium? So you can say the answer. Search context is one interface, and WebDriver is one interface. JavaScript is okay. JavaScript executor is one interface. Take screenshot is one interface, and web element is one interface, and manage is also one interface. Okay. See here, it is the remote WebDriver is protected. So that's why we can use here. There are four different browsers. So what is the browsers? Chrome driver, Firefox, Opera, and Safari. So see here, these all four drivers are what classes. Okay, remote WebDriver is also class, but it is protected. That's why we can use separately Chromium driver to Chrome driver and Edge driver. Okay, so see here. So WebDriver. Okay, what is the parent of? Okay, what is the remote? Okay, parent of remote driver. Okay, parent of remote driver is WebDriver. Okay, remote driver is a class. Okay, child, and WebDriver is a parent. So see here in between these two, Chromium driver and remote driver. So Chromium driver is a child, and remote WebDriver is a parent. Okay, same like okay Chromium drivers and Chromium Edge drivers also. Okay, see here. So now we will go for 86th page. See this. This is 10th page. Okay, 86th page. See this. So remote web driver is implement three interfaces. There is no relation in between the web interface and JavaScript execute interface. But those interfaces are implements what? Remote web driver class. So see here, JavaScript execute interface, we have only one method. Okay, in that JavaScript interface, okay, we can now discuss about JavaScript executor. This contains only one method. The method name is execute script. Okay, execute script is one method. We can execute the JavaScript statements. So note, see this note. Java is a programming language. Actually, it is used to develop the business logics of the application. So in that in that Java, we can contains any error. Okay, error can be found. So now we can go to use the JavaScript. Okay, it is a scripting language for web element. So see here, if you use the Java, okay, if you use the Java, so any one error will become. It shows what? Okay, JavaScript element shows element intercepted exceptions. Okay, see this in the web application. Okay, in different types of web elements are they available. I need to perform click operation on the web element. Okay, we can perform the click operation on the web element signing button. I need to locate the element and perform click. Okay, if you click the Facebook login button, okay, you click on the login button, and it can perform what, and goes and check the and returns one. Okay, clicking action will be performed on there. So if you click on click method, the element will method internally what? So actually execute some statements or code the statements actually perform click actions on the buttons. So the internal statements are JavaScript statements. Okay, if you click login button, the internal statements are what? JavaScript statements. Through the JavaScript, we can interact with the web element. Okay, through this JavaScript only we can interact with the web development, not the Java. Okay, see this JavaScript is mandatory for web development. Okay, so directly see here JavaScript statements, through the JavaScript we can interact with web element because of a performance JavaScript on that web element. So here only JavaScript we can interact with web elements. Okay. Sometimes we can click method due to some reasons and click method not execute. The JavaScript statement for that purpose we will use the elemented intercepted exceptions. Okay. In that web element it contains any error. Okay. In that web element it contains any error. It shows what? Element intercept exception for where? In that JavaScript. Okay, so solution C here, in that case directly execute in the JavaScript statement using execute script. Okay, in that error problem, okay, see this, if you not execute any JavaScript statement, so you can use execute script method instead of the programming click action, then it will be performed. So note what? Assign the driver to the JavaScript executor variables. So driver is what? Web driver is the interface type. Okay, see this JS is a variable executor. One important point is there. If you write the in the previous like WebDriver, okay, driver, new Chrome driver. So what is WebDriver? WebDriver is a parent can hold the child class object. Okay, so now you can use same. Okay, if you write this code, so you can use the JavaScript like this. Okay, JavaScript executor like this. JavaScript executor is the one class. Okay, see this is the one interface, and this is the one variable. Okay, and in that replace of WebDriver, we can use a JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript executor. So sorry here, mistake. JavaScript executor and driver. So if you write the if you write the WebDriver like a Chrome driver, write the code same like below this. Okay, if you write like class name and object name and a new user create one object and it is a constructor. If you like this, if you write like this, you can directly write JavaScript executor JS equal to driver. Okay, here typecasting is not required. See this. Here typecasting is not required here because parent can hold the child class object or not. See this object of child class will be storing into a variable that is a parent class interface. Okay, object class, okay, object child object class. We are storing that variable into parent interface. What is the parent interface? WebDriver is the parent interface. This is called what? Upcasting. So that's why here typecasting is not required. Parent can hold the child class object. So see this. JavaScript executor is a parent of the Chrome driver. JavaScript executor is a parent of what? Chrome driver. Okay, how you know JavaScript is? Already I said, okay, JavaScript executor is also an interface. That's why it is a parent. Chrome driver is a class. That's why it is a child class. Okay, see this Chrome driver is extended from Chromium driver, and the Chromium driver is extended from remote web driver. Okay, so remote web driver is implements what? JavaScript executor. Remote driver is also one class, but it is protected. So that's why we can use Chromium driver. Okay, in that Chromium driver, we can write the Chrome driver. So same like this, remote web driver class is implements what? JavaScript executor interface. Okay, so you can see this code same like we can write in the Eclipse. Okay, same right we can write in the Eclipse. JavaScript execute JS JavaScript executor driver and a JS dot okay variable name dot execute script. We see this arguments. We can pass the arguments. We can set attribute value and icons, and we can give the search box. Okay, so this is the same statement, and we can discuss into okay we can discuss this. Okay, we can discuss this JavaScript executor into next class. Okay, so thank you.